Hi. Today I just want to talk about my diet, where I've been with it, and what I'm doing about it. And first, a little history. In 2007, I weighed 227 pounds. Hard for me to remember that, but yeah, I did. I weighed 227 by 08. 18 months later, in 08, I had lost 100 pounds. I was thrilled. And how I did that was with calorie restriction with optimal nutrition. And that is just simply reducing your calories by 30% and tracking your foods that you eat, the nutrition that's in your foods, to make sure that it's optimal, highest nutrition food that you can get, that I could get, because I don't have options to buy some, and some I just simply don't like. But it was the highest quality foods that I like, and reducing my calories by 20 or 30%. Then in 11 and 12, all hell broke loose. And I was working for a not such a good guy, and he created a very, very stressful time in my life. And I didn't even realize it. It crept up on me. And I started gaining weight. I started back into my old eating habits. I got hooked on sugar again. And I developed stomach problems. And then it was January of 2012, I developed high blood pressure. So, and I lived like that. I lived like that, eating the sugar, and I also added back what I thought was healthy grain, and there is no such thing. Boy, did I find that out the hard way. More about that. So the stress was still there, and I was getting sicker and sicker, and I developed some pretty painful stomach issues. And then I continued to gain weight. And then about 2013, in January, I quit. And the stress started to ease, but I was still hooked on sugar. I gave up the grains by that time, but I was still hooked on sugar, and I was taking so many different things to stop pain. I was in a great deal of all over body pain. It was very, very uncomfortable. So I was diagnosed with high blood pressure in January of 2013, and I was put on a beta blocker. That is like a very cruel thing to do to somebody that doesn't want to gain weight, I wanted to lose weight, and put me on beta blocker. And I kind of, in the back of my mind, knew that I didn't have high blood pressure, but I was reading as high blood pressure at that time, so I had to take them. And then in July of 2013, I decided to get off the beta blockers, and I didn't go cold turkey on them. I got off of them very slow, and then then I checked my blood pressure every day, and it was fine. And it's never been high since, and I still check it. Not every day, but I do check it. So now here I am in 2014, and I really want to get this weight off of me, and I try several times, and I fail. I tried probably, like every month, a new idea, a new something, but I always ate the same foods, and I wasn't overeating the foods. It was still the sugar. The sugar was keeping it on me. So I finally found out about what possibly be causing the stomach issues. It was a leaky gut. And that's simply when it's not simple, but it's when the food isn't digested completely in the stomach and it spills out into your bloodstream. And the complications it can cause are just enormous. And I had quite a few of them. Believe me, I didn't have all of them, but I did have quite a few of them. And I'm still working at cleaning that up. I think I am like 80 to 90% there, and feeling better about it. And then I found out about intermittent fasting. And intermittent fasting is fasting, for women, it's generally less hours during the day that you fast, and men can fast a little bit longer. Why that is, I completely don't understand it, but I fast between the hours of 6 and 1 o'clock, 6 p.m. and 1 p.m., which is just all night long, and I don't eat breakfast. And I have my first meal between 12 and 1 o'clock, and I quit eating between 6 and 7. And I stick to that pretty good. And what happened within the first 2 or 3 days, and I mean that, 2 or 3 days, the sugar addiction was gone. And I haven't had that obvious addiction cravings for sugar. Honestly, I couldn't believe it myself. So there I am on intermittent fasting. And this is something that like, it's a lifestyle, so it's something that I can live with forever. I know that some of you really can't do something like that because you are really breakfast eaters. Well, I've never been a breakfast eater. I did it. I forced myself to eat breakfast. And eating breakfast made me eat more. It actually made me hungry 2 hours later. And every 2 hours or less, I was eating something again. So that made me eat all day long, which wasn't good for me. I am not a breakfast eater. And the only reason I think that I was because I got addicted to breakfast, or my body got used to it. I don't think you can get addicted to breakfast unless you're eating sugar or grains. So here I am now at in July of 2014, and I've been eating intermittent fasting for about a month, and I've lost 16 pounds. So I am really thrilled. But along with this intermittent fasting, I have incorporated calorie shifting, which is one day you eat a diet amount of calories and the next day you eat a normal, or what your body requires. And I've lost that 16 pounds because of that. Because I don't diet every day. It's not like I'm even on a diet. I have weekends to go out to dinner, to have a couple glasses of wine, as long as I count all the calories. And I know, and I don't write calories down. I just write them up here. I sometimes do just to see how well I'm doing. But I know portion size, and I know calorie amounts. And I do, because I've been doing this for so long, so I do a good job of that. And I know how many calories that I'm supposed to eat in a day, and how many calories I'm supposed to eat on my on my diet days. I know what they are. And so that leads me to the leaky gut. And the leaky gut was caused by, well, of course, the sugar and the grains that I was eating. And so I quit eating grains completely, all kinds, everything even associated with a grain. I don't eat oats, I don't eat rice or any of that stuff. I discovered that I just can't. So that leaves me with protein, and I am a protein type, and I know that. So I have been working at cleaning up my leaky gut with probiotics, I I believe it's either I or L, I have to find that out, with pepsin, digestive enzymes, and some fermented foods. And my fermented food of choice is sauerkraut. I eat that every day, even on my low-calorie days. I always have it. I just cook it with turkey meat, and it tastes very good. And I know that my gut issues are greatly improved because I don't have to do that digestive enzymes all the time, and my throat issues are 90% gone, and I'm feeling fantastic, and I'm back on track, back here on YouTube, and I'm very happy to be here. And the biggest thing about me is the pain. I have absolutely zero pain, and I didn't completely be pain-free when I had lost that 100 pounds. I still was suffering with a lot of pain. And I really don't know why, because I wasn't eating grains at the time. And I know I'm not eating grains. Well, I just now dawned on me maybe why, because I had a leaky gut. At that time still, I didn't try to cure it. I don't know why. But I wasn't aware of it, to tell you the truth. But now that I do know that I have it, I am taking care of it, and oh, it is so fantastic to be completely pain-free. I don't have a pain in a finger. I don't have a pain in my back and in my legs. I used to have pain radiating throughout my entire body, and it's completely gone. So, thrilled. So that's my story. That's my story about losing weight, gaining weight, finding out what was wrong with me, and getting rid of it. You can do it too. Thanks for watching.